Guys, today I want to show you realistic side hustles, actual numbers, not hype, and exactly how that extra income can move up your retirement by years, not decades. But first, let's be honest about something. Most side hustle videos are lying to you. Make $500 a day doing nothing. I quit my job in 30 days. That's not a side hustle. That's a screenshot with no context behind it. Today I'm not doing that. I'm going to show you real, achievable numbers, and more importantly, show you what happens when that money gets invested instead of spent. Let's start with why this even matters for early retirement, because the side hustle isn't actually the goal, it's the fuel. Here's the part most people never do the math on. If you invest an extra $300 a month starting today, assuming an average 7% annual return, which is a reasonable long-term average for a diversified index fund, that becomes roughly $36,000 in 10 years. Not from $300 a month alone. $300 a month for 10 years is only $36,000 of contributions. But growth compounds on top of that early money faster than most people expect. Push that same $300 a month out to 25 years, and you're looking at over $240,000, with your actual contributions only making up $90,000 of that. The rest, over $150,000, is pure growth. That's the entire point of a side hustle for early retirement. It's not about the extra spending money today. It's about buying yourself years of freedom later. Now let's get into the actual side hustles, 4 of them, all realistic for an average American with a full-time job and limited free time. Side hustle 1, freelance skills you already have. This is the most underrated option because people assume freelancing requires some rare, advanced skill. It doesn't. Writing, basic graphic design, data entry, virtual assistant work, simple video editing. These are all in demand right now. A beginner freelancer working just 5 to 6 hours a week can realistically earn between $300 and $600 a month starting out. It's not going to replace your income, and that's not the goal. It just needs to consistently feed your investment account. Side hustle 2, delivery and rideshare work. This one's flexible because you control your own hours completely, which matters if you already have a full-time job. Working 10 to 12 hours a week during evenings or weekends typically brings in $400 to $700 a month, after accounting for gas and vehicle wear. It's not glamorous, but it's immediate. It's flexible around your schedule, and there's no ramp-up period like freelancing sometimes has. Side hustle 3, selling a specific skill or service locally. This is the one people overlook the most. Tutoring, pet sitting, lawn care, cleaning, basic handyman work. Local service work often pays better per hour than gig apps because there's no platform taking a cut, and repeat local clients build up fast. Even a modest schedule, 4 to 6 hours a week, can bring in $300 to $500 a month, often more once you build a regular client base. Side hustle 4, selling unused items and reselling. This one has a shorter shelf life than the others, but it's the fastest way to generate an initial lump sum to jumpstart your investment account. Decluttering your home in the first month can often generate $200 to $500 one time. Some people take this further and turn it into an ongoing reselling habit, sourcing discounted items and reselling them, which can add another $150 to $300 a month with just a few hours of effort. Now here's the part that actually matters. What you do with that money determines everything. If you take that extra income and spend it, you get a slightly nicer month. If you invest it consistently, you get years of your life back. Let's say you combine 2 of these side hustles and generate an extra $500 a month. Invested at that same 7% average return, over 20 years, that becomes approximately $255,000. Over 30 years, it becomes roughly $566,000. That's not from luck. That's from consistency and time, which is the one advantage an early side hustle gives you that a side hustle started later in life simply can't replicate. This is also why starting small and starting now beats waiting for the perfect side hustle. A lot of people delay for months trying to find the ideal option, meanwhile losing the exact thing that makes this work in the first place: time in the market. Here's how to actually start step by step. First, pick just one side hustle from the 4 I mentioned, the one that fits your actual schedule and skills, not the one that sounds most exciting. Second, Set a small, specific weekly time commitment. 4 to 6 hours is enough to start seeing real numbers. Third, and this is the step people skip, automate the transfer of that side income directly into an investment account the moment it lands, before it mixes with your regular spending money. If it touches your main checking account first, you will spend some of it. That's not a character flaw. That's just how money works for almost everyone. Early retirement isn't built from one big lucky break. It's built from a few hundred extra dollars a month, invested consistently for years, while everyone else waits for the perfect opportunity. Your side hustle doesn't need to be exciting. It needs to be consistent, and it needs to go to work for you instead of just sitting in your checking account. I'm Mervin. If this gave you a real, honest starting point instead of hype, subscribe, because that's exactly what this channel is built on.